Hello, fellow Supermoms. Nadine here. It's been way too long, but I have to say, the whole long COVID thing, wow, that's no easy joke. So, I'm glad to be back. I just had a burst of energy, so I thought, now I'm going to record something that I think can help you, but also your special needs kid a lot. Not only around the upcoming holidays, uh, but also in everyday life. Uh, and it's a hack that I heard about in how to ADHD, a YouTube podcast by Jessica McCabe, and it was called a dopamenu. And I found it brilliant. And I think it's applicable for everybody, whether you're neurotypical or not. So, what's a dopamenu? Or how I call it, a happy menu? It's basically, sometimes you're so tired or so stressed or so caught up in your head. And you just can't snap out of it. And you just feel the energy draining and you get stressed, can't think clearly anymore. Overwhelm creeps up, anxiety comes swaying around, and especially when you're younger and non-verbal and don't have a lot of coping mechanisms yet. This menu can really help you, snap out of the moment and do something that will give you, it helps you relax and recharge. So how does it work? A dopamine menu or a happy menu is basically like, and gosh, words still a huge problem with long COVID, by the way. But it's basically your average menu in a restaurant. Where you have your starters and your main course and your desserts, but then with happy things that will help you, snap out of it and recharge. How does it work? So you have, your starters, then you have your main course. I hope I say starters right, because the English in the UK and the US is a bit different, and then the translation with the Dutch, it might get screwed up somewhere. But it's like little happy breaks, a little bit bigger breaks, huge breaks that can help you recharge, will make you happy. So for me, for instance, on the happy menu, if I know I need to snap out of something, I know I need to recharge because I'm just caught up in my head, I have something called a Fitbot, and it has little cards in it. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see it. And it has little assignments on it, like 35 jumping squats or jumping jacks, things like that. Just not a whole 30-minute routine, but just a quick 1 minute, 2-minute break. And because I move my body and move, it steers things up. And if I need a quick burst of energy, I know this will do the trick. And the same with, a short little brain game. The trick is here that I limit my time, of course. And I have something for that as well. Because, time blindness, scrolling on your mobile phone, watching cute, fuzzy animals is not a quick relax and recharge. Because before you know it, you watch another movie and another one, and you get lost in time. And then you get extra stressed because you don't have time anymore. So besides having a time timer in our house, I also have an app that's called Forest. You can, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see it. It's an app, and you can basically plant a tree and set a time for 5 minutes or half an hour or an hour, and you get to choose between Christmas trees and spring trees where blooms flower and everything. And if you touch your phone beforehand, before the time is over that you set, your tree dies. and I don't want my tree to die, so I will leave my phone alone. But it's a great reminder. And, especially if you have an alarm, it can snap you out of it. So a short thing can be, like have that little pot with exercises. But also, do one game of Uno with your kids. Then you have the 15-minute breaks or a 30-minute break, an hour break, half a day break, a whole day break. And you can choose, and you probably already know what you really like. And I remember when, I became a mom and I really love to read. I was like, yeah, I can only read if I can, read non-stop for hours, because that's how I used to do it. But that, of course, is BS. I can set a timer and read for 50 minutes or 20 minutes. And when I listen to the Happier podcast by Gretchen Rubin, and every year she has this challenge. So she had this challenge one year, I think it was last year, 21 for 21. And it basically meant reading 21 minutes in the year 2021 for every day. And it was the first time I'm like, oh, I can actually read just for a shorter amount of time. So my 15-minute breaks can be, picking up a book I love. And again, I set that alarm. An hour break can be, going to the gym or watch a favorite Netflix show. Or what is on my menu as well is I like to doodle a lot, which you can probably tell if you follow my socials, because you see a lot of stick figure mini-me's. I really love to draw. And that can take me 5 minutes, an hour. So sometimes a little task can become a bigger, happy course as well. So my color pencils are definitely on the menu. The same with quilting. But with quilting, I know, that's an hour thingy that makes me happy. And it's easy to say, oh, I can watch your favorite Netflix show. But you probably have more, and your kid probably has more things that they like as well. So, this is a fun task to do for yourself, but also to do with your kids, and not just for your kids. Especially if you, lead by example, and you show them, mom is sometimes really tired as well. And on family gatherings, I know I need breaks sometimes because it's just really overwhelming. And so in the beginning, I wish I did it way sooner, but we explained to our family, okay, they need a quiet room where they can, be by themselves at a certain moment. And a quiet room, by the way, is not watching a movie with all your siblings, all the nephews, nieces, all the little cousins that's floating around as well. That's not, quiet time. I really mean a room by themselves where they can rest and relax for an hour by themselves. And then they can do whatever they want. But this happy menu also helps me, because I know especially if we're with family a whole day, sometimes longer, because we stay over or they stay over at our place, I need to break away at a certain moment. So it's great to have a dog. And sometimes people say, oh, can I come along? And sometimes I will just say, no, I'm sorry, I just need this break for myself. Even with my kids, because sometimes my son will be like, oh, mom, do you have to walk the dog by yourself late this night? Oh, I don't like that idea. I will come with you. And sometimes that's really nice, but sometimes I will also tell him, I need that hour by myself. I need to just ground and just listen to a podcast or something like that. So, this is a really fun talk to not just think about, but also make. So, draw, get a piece of paper, fold it in 3, and divide it in short mini breaks, like 1 to 5 minute breaks that can help you. And then maybe, something like between 50 minutes and an hour. And then, then you can also plan the half day or longer breaks that can help you recharge. I mean, of course, going on a city trip with a friend is relaxing, but that's not really realistic. I can't, in the middle of Thanksgiving dinner say, I'm going away now on a trip with a friend because I need a break from you all. So that's not realistic. Of course, you can plan half day or 1 day events, not just for your kid or with the family, but for yourself as well. For me on that list is going to the spa. And in the Netherlands, a spa, has saunas, several saunas. So you spend the whole day going through several saunas. You can have a massage and a facial and everything like that. I really like that. And it's a real treat for me. But I don't do it every month. I think I don't even do it nowadays. Every 3 months or something. Maybe once, twice a year. And during COVID, of course, I didn't do it at all. But things like that. Also, a really nice break for me is sitting in a bath for 3 hours. I really love my bath time. But if I do so, I have a book with me, or most of the time I have 3 books with me and something to doodle because I want to do it all. So I plan with my time. But nowadays I also learn to, sometimes just have a half-hour bath. And especially if I take a bath in the middle of the day, that feels like such a gift to me. Such a luxurious event. So it really helps me recharge. And I have to be careful with it because due to long COVID, I noticed that when I stayed in a bath too long, it drains me. So that was really interesting to witness. So think about it with your kids. Can you have short little breaks? And maybe with kids, it's more about 15-minute breaks, an hour break. Have a day break. And they are great for during homework. And you can tweak it depending on where you're going and where you need it for. The daily tasks, doing homework. During COVID, we played a lot of little card games in between, just to snap out of the moment and get out of our rooms and do something fun together. And it would be like a 15-minute break, nothing more like that. But it really helped, energized everybody, So have something for daily tasks and see if you need to tweak it for things around family gatherings and holidays. And, you can say no. If something is too overwhelming for you or your kids, you don't have to sleep over. If a hotel is better, don't feel bad about doing something that is best for your kids or you. We have, in the Netherlands, it's typical because we're such a small country, you can travel to almost everybody quite quickly. And it's about an hour and a half to our family. So you would think, it's not that much. But the whole driving, the packing, the being in a different environment is draining when you're neurotypical, but also with a chronic disease. The traveling takes a lot of energy for my daughter battling juvenile arthritis. The whole changing environments the whole time, the transition time is really tiring for my son that has autism and ADHD. And I never realized, I always was really tired as well, but I was really well prepared for days like this. So I took my time. I took my time to prepare, to travel, things like that. But after that, I would be floored. Not realizing that all the transitioning time and being around a lot of people is draining for me as well. So you see that a lot with kids and adults with ADHD and autism, that they need their quiet time. So, we have, in the Netherlands, you celebrate first Christmas Day and second Christmas Day, what would be, Boxing Day in the UK. And then we have New Year's Eve. And instead of going to my parents and my husband's mom and his side of the family, one for the first Christmas Day, the other for the second Christmas Day, and then do a family thing on New Year's Eve as well, my husband quickly said, I think it's too much for me. I want to enjoy, the holidays, just being at home as well, just having to do nothing, just the four of us. So nowadays, we say no. One of the Christmas days is just with the family. It's as simple as that. And maybe we change it in the future, but for now, this works the best for us. But getting sidetracked here again, of course. Little rabbit hole I dove into. I really recommend you, taking time with your kid or just for yourself. Make a happy menu. What are the things that will relax and recharge you? Not just the half-day things or a day away things, but little things you can do by yourself around the house that only take 5 minutes. Like the exercise jar I have, or just doodling for 5 minutes. Have a doodle competition. Little games, card games, or something that take only 15 minutes with your kids, as a nice break in between homework. A walk or a scavenger hunt, you can make it into a scavenger hunt. If you need to have a walk around the block, just be fresh air, breathing fresh air, getting out of the busy holiday environment. That can help as well. So let me know if you ever tried this and what would be on your happy little menu. I hope you have a lovely Thanksgiving, and until next time, hopefully quicker than the time before, but doing a lot of therapy for the long COVID, physical, mentally. So learning to make the best of when I have the most energy, like recording podcasts in the morning instead of in the evening like I used to do. And till next time, bye.